I'm back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm actually on my bed. I'm in a hoodie. I thought I'd get cozy with my fluffy socks on. Today's video is just going to be really casual. I'm actually sat next to my heater, which is so hot. I'm gonna have to turn it off. But for today's video, I thought I would just kind of make it more of like a casual, chatty kind of vid. So I went over on my Instagram and asked you guys to send me in a bunch of assumptions that you have about me. I've not done one of these in a while. I think the last one that I did was like in lockdown or something. A lot of them were the same, so I have kind of like got together the ones which were asked the most. Some of them I was a little bit like, okay, let's address this. Anyway, before we get into the assumptions that you guys have about me, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel because I saw a statistic, I can't say that word, on my YouTube which said that like 60% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed. So what you're doing, subscribe. And also make sure you guys follow me over on my Instagram as well, which is here, and it's always linked in the description box down below. So I feel like we're just gonna go straight into the deep end because this one got asked a lot. It's basically, you are whitewashed. Now I've had this literally in every single assumptions video, and another one was your family think you are whitewashed. It just makes me like kind of like sad that like people actually think this of me. But then I think that you guys are literally only seeing what I post on Instagram, what I post on YouTube. Like that is such a small percentage of what my life actually is. Literally you probably see about 10% of what actually I do in my life, like what is going on in my life. A lot of people seem to think that I hate my culture, I hate being brown, hate being Indian, hate being Punjabi, all of the above, and that is completely not true. Like guys, I literally love my culture. I love being brown, I love being Indian, I love being Punjabi. Like I literally love being who I am, and I would never be embarrassed or anything like that. I feel like people think I'm embarrassed to be brown and all of those kind of things, and I may not listen to like Punjabi music and Indian music just because personally I don't like listening to that kind of music. Like it's not my vibe, do you know what I mean? But yeah, you guys literally only see such a small portion, and you don't really see what I get up to when I'm at home. Like I eat roti and stuff like that at home. Like I'm just not gonna post every single thing that I do you know what I mean? And yeah, the second part of that is that your family think you're whitewashed. I would definitely say that some family members do definitely think this, and that's absolutely fine if they think that. Like I really just don't care about some people's opinions, especially when I know they're not true, and yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. So there we go. So the next assumption is that you have a boyfriend. Guys, I'm really sorry to tell you that I am taken right now. Obviously I'm joking, I don't have a boyfriend, probably won't for a while, but I'm absolutely fine, happy being single, happy being me. I don't need a man in here, single independent women. And then another one was you're speaking to someone, and again I would say no because I just feel like I'm just not, and again that's absolutely fine. I feel like there's such a stigma around that you have to be speaking to someone at all times, and there's got to be someone in your life and someone on the scene, and there just doesn't have to be. You are 100% capable of not wanting to speak to anyone, not having anyone. I feel like we need to normalize that a little bit more actually, is that you don't have to be speaking to someone, and it doesn't make you any less of anything if you're not. But yeah, if I was speaking to someone seriously or had a boyfriend, like I would let you guys know. Don't know how much of that I would actually share because I think I'm definitely more of like a keep it private kind of girl now, but I probably wouldn't let you know who it is until we were like really secure, just because the thought of like people and like nosy people, like don't get me wrong, I'm a nosy person, I feel like we all are, but the thought of like sharing who like my other half is, and then people clicking onto his profile, onto his Instagram, doing a stalk, seeing this, seeing that, no. Another assumption is that you don't know how to speak Punjabi, and guys, I do. I do know how to speak Punjabi and how to understand it. I feel like for a few years I did actually lose it a little bit just because I wasn't really speaking it. Like I speak to my parents in English, they speak to me in Punjabi and English, like it's a mix. So in my nan, which by the way my nan lives with us, I always respond back in English, and I don't know, it's been like that for literally since like maybe I was like 6 or 7. Obviously there's some family members which you do have to speak Punjabi to, and I do try my hardest, and it's a little bit rusty, but I feel like I am getting back into speaking it like more confidently. I think I do know how to speak it, and I do know how to understand it. So if you're there trying to bitch about me and think I can't understand, I can. Another one is that you're rich from YouTube, and no, I wouldn't say this. I don't really like the term rich, to be honest. Like what is rich? YouTube and Instagram are my job now. Like this is how I make my money. I don't really know how to answer that one. I really just don't like the ones which say like you're rich. Another one, I got this one quite a lot as well, is that you live off your parents' money. So I am obviously a uni student, like I am making my own money. Parents do give me like an allowance if you will, every week, just to kind of cover like food costs and things like that. But other than that, like if I want to go shopping and if I want to buy other stuff, if I want to go for a meal or anything like that, it's literally my own money. I really don't like the idea of having to like depend on like your parents to like give you money. Yeah, they do give me like an allowance every week. It's not even really like an allowance, they just give me like money every week to cover food, to cover kind of like living. Another assumption is that you've had famous people slide into your DMs. I've had quite a few blue ticks, but they're just kind of like random people who I've never really heard of, or just kind of like footballers who are a little bit smaller and that kind of thing. The most famous person that I've had in my DMs, I feel like I've said this before, but it was Zach Knight. If you guys know Zach Knight, he did slide into my DMs. I know I'm kind of like exposing a lot, but I feel like I've said this in a video before probably. There's been like an NBA basketball player who was very attractive, don't get me wrong. It's just mainly full of like absolute weirdos who we just have to like block. I've had a fair few, but no one that I've been like remotely interested in, do you know what I mean? So another one is that you can eat loads but you won't gain weight, and this is definitely true. I just have naturally a very fast metabolism. I've always been really naturally skinny. Like the only time that I noticed that I'd gain weight, and like my family members and everyone around me noticed I gained weight, was last year at Christmas time. Like I came home for Christmas and everyone was literally like, your face has changed. And yeah, when I look back at old pictures, like my face was just a lot fuller, and that purely was because I was eating out every single day, like eating so badly, like eating out twice a day probably. Gained a bit of weight from that because I was eating so bad. This is another one which I had quite a lot, is that you don't enjoy brown girl company, which is again completely false. I find assumptions like this really annoying to kind of like get, because it's just so far from the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like guys, when I'm home, like this is what I mean, you don't see me post about it. Like I'm literally always with my cousins, like literally all the time. Like Harveen, she literally stayed at our house like when I last went home for like 4 days. I think what a lot of people don't understand is like where I grew up, like literally at school in my year, there was just me and one other Indian girl, and that was it. Like where I'm from back home, I feel like now actually there is a lot more kind of like ethnic people and like a lot more Indian people in my hometown. But when like I was in like year 7, year 8, year 9, whatever, there really just wasn't. It was only kind of like when I was leaving school did I see like a lot of year 7s, like Indian girls, like ethnic. I feel like people literally expect me like not to make friends because people aren't Indian, or only just to have Indian friends. Like what do you expect me to go to school and just not have any friends because no one is the same color as me? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just so annoying when I get these kind of things, because it's just like everyone is literally the same, and like the color of your skin, like it doesn't mean that I don't like you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, find those ones really annoying. Another one is you're extroverted and you are loud when meeting new people. I was actually speaking to my cousin and my sister about this. I would definitely say that I am extroverted because I just am. Like I'm literally always like, I feel like I'm always just like the loudest person, especially like with my family and stuff. I'm literally the loudest person and the most annoying. Yeah, my cousin and my sister were saying that like what they think when I meet new people, I'm not always the loudest. I'm like, I'm a little bit shy, but I feel like I'm not. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm definitely an extrovert. Anyway, so those are all the assumptions that I will be answering for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you got to know a little bit more about me, and hopefully I've set the record straight with a few things. Let me know if you'd like to see a part 2 of this video, and let me know what other videos you would like to see from me in general. And yeah, anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!